I'd like to call a meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Our invocation tonight will be given by Robert King, chair of the Steward Board from the Douglas Chapel AME Zion Church. And one of the reasons is, some of you might remember this, about 2 or 3 months ago, I think it was, my invocator didn't show up, and Robert was sitting in the back. And I've heard him pray over at the church. I said, Robert, would you do the invocation? He goes, sure. So now see what happened? You get to do it again.
Oh, okay.
But thank you and welcome.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let us pray. Our Father, again, we pause just to say thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your love. We say thank you for this Thanksgiving season and how you have blessed us and kept us. We pray that you will continue to bless our board and the mayor. Give them the mindset to make decisions for this church. I'm sorry. For this town.
That too.
As it grows. Again, bless the entire leadership for this town. Lord, we ask that you bless the members also in this town. And again, just be with us as we transact the business for the town tonight. These and all blessings we ask in thy righteous name. Amen.
Amen, Robert. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Nothing wrong with that. No extra charge.
Oh.
Item number 4, adjustment approval of December 2nd, 2014 meeting agenda, Mayor Pro Tem.
Motion to adopt the December 2nd, 2014 meeting agenda with the following changes. Added to new business 8C, appoint representatives to serve on Wake Transit Advisory Committee, and the rest as printed.
Second.
Motion been made, second, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next, we have the public comment period. I'm going to open the public comment period. We have one signed up, and Gerald Holloman, please come forward. If you can get up. In case you didn't know this, he was the former mayor for about 100 years, so. Maybe not quite that long, Gerald.
Seems like it.
I hear you.
First thing, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thanks, sir.
I want to thank you for keeping the town growing and increasing the traffic problem. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I live on Eastern Street. As far as I can tell, it's the only street in Highway 55 north or Main Street north that don't have a left turn lane. And I would like to leave here by natural causes rather than going through the windshield, but somebody hit me in the rear or trying to pass me on the right and knock me into 20 cars coming down the other way. So as you well know, traffic on that road now is just about bad as the bypass. So I think there's enough room there to put a turn lane in there. And my wife almost got hit today. Somebody passed on the right-hand side. When she gets home about 5:15 from the school, she's sitting there to turn left, and somebody wanted to go around on the right-hand side. And it's really dangerous. So any help you can do, I certainly would appreciate it, because as I say, I want to leave here by natural causes. Please. I've lived this long, and I don't need any help leaving.
Thank you.
Now, I been watching I think it's the athletic complex, they call it down there, where I've heard Mr. Bradley's been blasting a lot, and thank goodness that's over with. And I don't know where to have to put up screens to keep the lights from blinding me, but maybe it'll be all right. But I was thinking about that thing the other day, and I said, you know something? Mayor Sears has been here a long time, done a good job. He's a fine man. And I can think of nothing better than name that project, the Richard Sears Athletic Complex, in his honor. Now, Cocoa Booth has one in Cary, David Upchurch has got a building in Raleigh, but I think this town would do him a great service by doing that. And I read somewhere they might want to sell the naming rights. You know, I don't like that. I don't approve of that. I think if you're going to give us our money back for the tax dollars we spend building that place, then fine, sell it. But I think Mayor Sears deserves that accolade for his service to the town. And I look forward to seeing those kind of things happen. And I, again, wish you a happy new year. To the town staff, you do an excellent job. Please get my road wide. Thank all you members of the council. You sacrifice a lot to do what you do. I'm very familiar with what it takes. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Gerald.
Thank you, Gerald.
Appreciate it. And I did not put him up to that.
Yeah, trying to get a turn lane, huh? That's all we know.
Kendra, turn lane, we'll talk. All right. At this point in time, we'll close the public hearing and go to agenda item 6A, public hearing 14 CPA 01, Stevenson Track Comprehensive Plan Amendment. And tonight is again the Laura Holloman night. Laura,
A lot of Hollemans tonight.
a lot of Hollomans
That's
tonight.
right. Different spelling. Tonight, the comprehensive plan amendment references the Stevenson tract, which is this track in red you see here that straddles Woods Creek Road near the intersection of Old Holly Springs Apex Road and Woods Creek there. The total acreage is almost 134 acres, just under. And the request tonight is to change the land use designation from mixed use to residential. In terms of, what that means, mixed use, designates it a wide range of commercial, business, and higher density residential uses. So townhouses and apartments and condominiums, that sort of thing. So proposed development should include multiple land uses, within this tract, mixed-use buildings or, something comparable. There was a discussion with the planning board, well, how come we need the change? Can't mixed residential satisfy that? Because 12 Oaks, of course, plans for various lot types. And I explained to them that we want actual mix of residential and non-residential. Of course, the plan for this to be acquired in part of 12 Oaks, it won't have a commercial component. So that's why the comprehensive plan amendment is necessary. In terms of kind of how did we as staff analyze it and determine, were we willing to see that revert to residential? Well, when the comprehensive plan was first adopted back in 2007, it was before Holly Springs Town Center was approved and planned for, really before the rezoning process, because that happened at the tail end of 2007. So we have that in place now, and of course, not far from here, up towards Apex a little bit, is the Viridia project, which is a massive mixed-use thing. So really, the ability for this to be marketed as a mixed use, we feel is greatly diminished with those two on the same side of town, easy to get to. So we're confident with these parcels here remaining business park. This parcel here will still be mixed use. We'll get that mix in this area, and it won't just be a predominant residential node.
Questions or comments of Laura before we open the public hearing? Seeing none at this point. At this point in time, we will open the public hearing. Tom Spalding, please come forward.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, thanks for hearing me tonight. My name is Tom Spalding. I'm at 972 Trinity Road in Raleigh. We're representing the applicant tonight, which is Landever, who is the current managers or owners of the 12 Oaks PUD. Laura Alice does a great job of describing the case. Is it possible to pull up that red again? One right click.
Go, just the ball on there, the scroll.
Okay. Okay. The only thing that I would add is, in thinking about keeping this as some portion of a commercial component, we felt like it was just setting it up for failure. There's, where did my arrow go?
Oh, a minute ago.
Oh, there
There
it
you
is.
go.
This road here, Old Apex to Holly Springs Road, is set to realign like this. And we felt like if a commercial component had any chance at all of having some success out here, because this would have to be some sort of a destination. I mean, you're way out. There's enough vacancies in town with Village Center and some of the other places that we felt like you'd have to have a corner. And with this realignment, you would no longer even have a corner. So just to add on to what Laura said, that was part of our thinking. And if you're going to put a commercial component out there, let's give it at least a chance to have success. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Tom. At this point in time, we'll close the public hearing. Is there further discussion from the board?
I have
And our questions again from Laura.
maybe for Laura then.
Okay, go.
But Laura, when he's talking about that road realignment, is that in conjunction with any progress that, or project that's presently on the book, or how, or is that something on the DOT's?
I'll let Elizabeth address that.
Elizabeth. Good question.
Evening. That is a update to the road realignment is on our CTP, our Comprehensive Transportation Plan, and it is to make this a more through movement because of the 540 interchange that will be going in, and having that, the majority of the traffic will likely be needing to come south on that road, and so the Woods Creek Road will tee into it. It'll happen either when something happens on this corner or at a time in the future when we take on a project like that.
Okay, so for the time being, the old Holly Springs Apex Road will continue to that
Same way.
intersection, the T intersection?
It will continue to be just like it is today. There's some accommodations in what they're doing for road improvements to not put widening along that corner right there, since it will go away in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Anything else for Laura?
Laura, other than the discussions about the mixed-use designation, and everything in the planning board, were there any other issues that they discussed?
No,
The planning board vote was 8-0,
that's
correct?
correct.
Recommending.
Recommending, yes.
Amen.
8-0 recommending, yes. Thank you. It could be, never mind.
Other
All
way. Could go either way.
right, anything else? Seeing none. There we go. There's two motions, as I recall, yeah.
Motion, excuse me, motion to adopt Resolution 14-33 to approve and enact Comprehensive Plan Amendment 13 CPA 01 to change the Vision Holly Springs Comprehensive Plan future land use designation of 133.74 acres of Wake County PIN number 07308264440 from mixed use to residential as submitted by Spalding and Norris, PA.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Number two.
You're thinking of the next item that has two.
What?
You're thinking of the next item that has two.
I am? Okay. I had two on that one. We'll go to the next one then. All right.
Sorry.
I got two on the other one, too.
I wasn't going to read it again either.
All right. We'll go to agenda item 6B, public hearing, 14 REZ 10, Stevenson Track. Again, Laura.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
It does, doesn't it?
This site looks very familiar. It is also the parcel we discussed in the previous item, but for the record, it is also Stevenson Tract, 133.74 acres. Currently, it is designated as residential, so imagine this yellow extending to this parcel, because it is freshly, residential as the designation. So the request tonight is to rezone it from R30 to plan unit development as part of the 12 Oaks PUD. So this is just to rezone it, and then we'll discuss the PUD amendment later tonight. In terms of the zoning map, you can see here, it's zoned R30, which is really just what it's always been designated since it's been brought in into our planning jurisdiction. And this is the 12 Oaks community here, and this is what it's planned for that just to extend into this area. So you would have, the same zoning standards and criteria, which we'll get more into the nuts and bolts of that as we talk about the planned unit amendment and what exactly that master plan sets up for this tract. But it's, the 12 Oaks PUD allows for purely residential development. In terms of the planning board, they did approve it unanimously, and they had no issues with the rezoning and thought it was an appropriate fit with the surrounding area. So they were very pleased that it was extending the same quality development that 12 Oaks has already established.
Questions or comments of Laura?
I have one. How does that, changing that to PUD allow, how does that change the density? Does it increase the density?
It doesn't, it certainly increases the density from R30.
Right.
But it really, in terms of the PUD, we get into it later, but they didn't do any radical changes to the PUD to allow for the presence of the Stevenson tract. So they didn't radically change any kind of the what their plan was for the planning unit development. Really, if you think about it, the density slightly decreases because it's now a bigger land area. But certainly, it's a bigger density, of course, than what it's currently zoned now because it's vacant and the minimum lot size is 30,000, which certainly isn't what the minimum lot size will be once it's part of the PUD.
Okay. Anything else? At this point in time, we'll open the public hearing again. Tom, do you want to come back and talk about this one?
Just real quick for the minutes, again, my name is Tom Spalding. I'm at 972 Trinity Road in Raleigh. I realize this is the rezoning part of this, but later on, we'll see, we put some self-imposed caps on our density, not just going for the maximum, but tried to be realistic with what we were going to do there. And I'm just available if you have any questions on the zoning.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
At this point in time, we'll close public hearing. Further discussion from the board? Seeing none. Joni? Oh, Laura? There you go. Motion number one.
Motion to accept the following statements as being true. The requested zone map change from R30 residential to PUD plan unit development is consistent with the vision of Holly Springs comprehensive plan, since the future land use plan map indicates this property as residential, and the 12 Oaks plan unit development master plan allows for a wide variety of residential lot types.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Number two, this time.
Motion to adopt ordinance 14-REZ10 to approve and enact zone map change petition number 14-REZ10 to change the zoning of 133.74 acres of Wake County PIN number 0730826440 from R30 residential to PUD, PUD, planned unit development as submitted by Spalding and Norris, PA.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously again. Thank you.
Great, I'll be back later.
I'll see. It is your night, you know.
You are, it's a threat.
Agenda item 7A, consent agenda, Mayor Pro Tem.
Motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Agenda item 8A under new business, improvements on NC 55 bypass at Avon Ferry Road Municipal Agreement. Kendra, one of the more important subjects in the past few months.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As we've discussed in the past, the congestion issue at Avon Ferry Road and the bypass, we've had several internal meetings with DOT, and we also just recently had a public meeting where folks were invited to come over to the Cultural Center, and we had video and several maps out for question. And so what's before you tonight, this is the actual municipal agreement for that financial arrangement between the town and DOT. And so this is the improvement project at Avon Ferry that will allow the left turns from the Holly Glen area in the morning where it backs up for over a mile. It will help to alleviate that. I didn't say eliminate. I said I said alleviate. And then coming home in the afternoon, you will have that free flow right turn lane, which will also help alleviate the over a mile backup on the bypass as well. The project budget, as we've reported in the past, is a total $1.6 million. And our mayor and elected officials were very successful at securing grant money from DOT in the amount of $925,000, so just shy under $1 million for this one project, which was fantastic. So the motion for you tonight is to approve this municipal agreement, and it solidifies that agreement with DOT that they'll be paying for this portion, and then the town would pick up the remainder. And it kind of comes out to, I think, about a 60-40 kind of arrangement.
Quick comment, and then we'll ask for questions. I want to read a little email that I got sometime back. Secretary Tata asked that I inform you, this is from Skip Stam, of the actions taken by the NC Board of Transportation at its July 10th, 2014 meeting regarding your request. That was the request. These projects were recommended by President Pro Tem Phil Berger and by the board for approval by Secretary Tata. They will be financed from the statewide contingency fund, and they've been thanked several times, and we will continue to thank as necessary. Other questions or comments from Kinder?
Nope.
Looking good?
Pretty straightforward.
Go for it.
Motion to approve a municipal agreement with the NCDOT. What did I say?
No, you said
You
it.
did
Minutes.
fine.
You did good.
Motion to approve a municipal agreement with NCDOT for Avon Ferry Road Bypass Intersection Project.
Second.
You can't make a mistake.
Motion's been made and seconded several times. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, Kendra. Left turn lane.
Numbers right?
Ah, you got it right.
You did it right.
I didn't say anything. Agenda item 8B under new business, 03 PUD 01A09, 12 Oaks PUD, major amendment. And back again, Laura Holloman.
I'm here with the same map.
Haven't we seen this before?
Exactly. It's like,
Several times? Yes.
exactly. I'm definitely dreaming about this at this point. So we're discussing amending the 12 Oaks Plan Unit Development with the inclusion of the tract in red. So the current confines of 12 Oaks are around here, and this is the second entrance, Ancient Oaks. This is the main entrance of Green Oaks Parkway. This kind of clear this is the golf course area. In terms of, this is the proposed master plan. So this is what they're proposing in terms of what would be allowed in this area. You can see how the part north of Woods Creek Road is designated as SF9, or what refers to single family 9, which allows for single family detached only. And you can see here the density is 3.67, so that's the maximum density that you would see north of Woods Creek Road. Single family 8, or SF8, is south of Woods Creek Road, and it's a maximum density of 3.75. They also have their recreation area here that you can see. So anytime they come in for a site plan, it would be required to go through our normal approval process, just like when they were to submit their subdivision plan. In terms of the lot types that would be allowed, it sets up for 4,000 square foot, all the way up to 4,000, 7,000, and 12,000 square foot lots is what it allows for. So this is very comparable to what we see now at the existing 12 Oaks with Phase 1. The Phase 1 detached product that you see in the front, as well as the Phase 2 homes, which are the David Weekley homes and the Standard Pacific homes. Same lot type and similar density that sets up. In terms of setbacks, we'd have a 30-foot landscape buffer along the thoroughfares of Woods Creek and Old Holly Springs Apex, which is comparable to what you see along New Hill Road down here at the existing entrances. And they would be similar landscape design, so you'd have consistency. And I also mentioned at the joint public hearing, talking about the master plan amendment, just want to reiterate that is getting spruced up and will be consistent throughout the project. So you'll have, the same entrance monument designs at these entrances too, to really give a sense of place with 12 Oaks, and also allowing kind of some control over temporary signage with the multiple builders in there, and making sure that that's consistent, similar font color and size, so that it's really given some regulations where there previously was not any.
Laura, where's Forest Springs? Is this on the map here? Or is
Yeah,
it close
this
by?
is Forest Springs right here.
There it is, okay.
And there's been
Just
some
curious, yeah.
discussion about, how would this property be, accessed, since there's no, vehicular connection planned through the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to point out that there'll be, the new thoroughfare build of Bennett Knoll Parkway, which will connect out to 55 through the shopping center. And I asked Elizabeth to give an update of the timing of that as well.
Okay, thank you. Welcome back, Elizabeth.
Hello. As you may remember, when we have talked about Holly Springs Town Center, there is a timeline on the thoroughfare and when it's going to be constructed, and it is contingent on some milestones within the Phase 2 development. We're expecting, if they continue on the path that they're on currently, that we would see that road built around 2018, the end of 2018. So it's about a 3+ year time frame from now. So it all is development driven, and it's tied to COs within that phase. So as long as they continue on the process they are, we're seeing that come along about that time. But yes, we do expect a large number of these residents will use this as the through movement to get out to 55. Some may use Old Holly Springs Apex Road down to New Hill, but once that road is in place, it will be a good connection. Any other
Questions or comments, Elizabeth?
I just get a little concerned that we're going to create another Avon Ferry issue with traffic. That's just my concern.
Okay.
This project did do a traffic study and did analyze some of these things about where these cars will go and how they'll distribute. And with that was partly, how does this road impact their access? And it does have a pretty significant impact. And 540, that's a good point. We were talking previously about the interchange coming up here. That will also be a very direct route for people in this community to be able to access 540.
Well, if they're smart, they'll certainly market it as a community that's not close to RTP, but an easy commute to RTP.
Yes. And Kendra, I read recently there's a charrette or something like that over in Apex. Is it this week or next week?
That's right. Yeah.
Just happen to have it.
December 11th.
December 11th. Thank you very much.
Thursday.
Are we going to that?
We're invited too.
Yeah, we're invited to. Yeah. Yeah, and I think some of the board, as Tim reminded me, is probably going to be there too, including me, maybe. All right, anything else for Elizabeth? No? Okay. Anything else for Laura?
No, sir.
Let's move it. Planning Board 8-0.
Recommended approval.
There we go. There should be one motion this time, am I right?
Right, and I would just want to, we have had a recent development with H.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk, Elizabeth wanted to touch on that.
We try hard to wrap up these conditions before it gets to you, and sometimes they're not quite tied up as neatly as we would like. H is some items that we're taking care of, and I believe they'll probably be done within the next day, not 10 days. But the revised plan was submitted to address an access need that may come up with the subdivision plan, so there is that is being addressed, and the plan is in-house already. The sewer study and the fire flow analysis are in-house and are being processed for approval, so we are expecting they will be wrapped up probably in the next day or so. So we are leaving it on there, but it is actively being addressed.
Understand. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Go.
I'll make the motion to approve Plan Unit Development 03-PUD-01-A09 for 12 Oaks as submitted by Tom Spalding of Spalding and Norris, PA, project number 410-02, dated 10/27/14, with the array of conditions listed.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. It was very well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Read it.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Elizabeth.
And we have the 8C that was added.
8C. Thank you. Which I don't have.
Okay. This is the add-on agenda item for the Wake Transit investment strategy. And as you may recall, back 2 years ago, Wake County paid to have a transit plan. It was called the Wake County Transit Plan. The mayor and I attended several meetings. Commissioner Sack attended meetings, and our town manager, Chuck, also. And at the end of it, there was a Wake County transit plan, and they were looking to, the county commissioners were kind of, were they going to put it in for a bond for new taxes? And they ended up just sitting on it because there were some other competing interests. What they also did was they hired a third-party consultant to come in and look at this plan holistically. And the third party identified a couple areas where they felt like it could be a stronger plan. So what is now underway with the new commissioners is they want to take that plan that all that time was spent developing, but they would like to just enhance it so that the success rate would be higher. And from what I can tell in talking to folks, it's mainly trying to get the public more involved, trying to get more education out there, drawing in support either for or against, but just getting the education out there and also looking at public input and then the network design. There's a public information meeting that's going to be December 8th. That's this coming Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Convention Center, and I will be attending that. What they've asked each community is to appoint an elected official, a business owner, interest, and a citizen. And so what the decision that's before you tonight is to, if we wanted to do the mayor because you are the elected official that has been in this for a long time, we do need to look at probably getting, if that's the, discretion of the board, then as far as a business owner and a resident, we need to appoint them. And the commitment is a half-day information session and then a one-day workshop. So that's the commitment level. And, in the agenda item, it talks about, these people would be able to reach stakeholders and sort of engage the public. So if you have thought about those two folks, if we could appoint them, that's what the motion is tonight.
Well, I got a couple things to throw out, and this is, I guess we don't have to do it tonight for the other two. Dick Gallo came to mind for me, and Dick has been involved, as you well know, in many, many projects for the town and has done a great job. I haven't talked to Dick, so that's part of the problem. This came up today. And secondly, someone like Tom Hughes with the architectural background would be another candidate that I would throw out for discussion. And anybody else that has any thoughts at this point?
Hughes would be great.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Very articulate about. the
Any
community.
thoughts?
I think we probably should put it out on social media, because there could be some folks out there that just, maybe this is their forte. This is something they want.
Sure.
This is the opportunity for them to get involved. So I'd just like to kind of put it out there. I assume that this sort of came up sort of almost immediately after the four got sworn
Yes.
into office. So
Yeah.
Yes.
we
And it's
acted
come on
fast.
kind of quick.
Which was yesterday.
What's the timeline
One of
for
the
us?
problems-
So,
We
like,
have to
one
do
of
this
the
by
meeting
the
is, one of them, the half day
So that's
is
Monday-
next
next
Tuesday,
Monday. Yes.
December 9th.
We need to do this pretty quick.
I would-
Yeah.
I would
And
go
if
along
for
with
some reason we couldn't, I or a staff member could attend that meeting with the mayor, and then the next, by January 20th is the full day.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if we could get somebody in, but if not,
I would think that they would certainly understand that
yeah.
they acted in haste. Well, I don't want to say they acted in haste. That sounds negative, but they acted quickly, put it on us to really act on it like by the next day.
Like
with
we
no
had a waiting list.
preparation. I think it'd be great that they have this meeting, but I have a feeling they're going to have to schedule something else to give all the municipalities a time to get involved. I don't want to say I want to ignore their first meeting, but
Well,
let Dick go,
we have,
and then they're just going to have to reschedule another meeting. That's all there is to it, because I just don't want to do this in haste.
and how do we go about, when do we have to, the next meeting is the 20th, you said?
January 20th.
Yeah.
Oh,
uh-huh.
January 20th.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a
okay.
long time,
fine.
yeah.
Got plenty of time there.
That gives us enough time
Yeah.
next.
I think we can handle that way, and maybe you could go.
The consensus is Dick will go to the first meeting
With
and then
Kendra.
we'll
Right.
We
put
can't
it
put
out
it
Down
and
in-
for entertain suggestions
And
and
then
then
put something on, you said social media, or we,
And the website.
On the website.
Right.
And if you guys in the meantime have any other thoughts and additions to that,
No,
the
I think that's
two
a
that I
great
thought
idea.
were
Yeah, I think it's a
appropriate.
great idea.
came
it
up.
works for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
All
Good
right.
idea, King.
So will you put that on social media?
I will get with our social media
Yeah,
expert.
I'm looking.
I think that might be Tamara.
Yeah.
Tamara.
Hiding back there.
All right, it'll be you and I at the meeting.
Yeah. we'll be
Thank
good.
you.
All right.
Thank
thanks.
you.
Do we have to, is there any motion or anything, or just do it? Motion to
Send Dick,
Appoint.
the Mayor Sears and Kendra to the
second it.
meeting.
Motion been made, second on favor.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, Kendra. See you on the 8th.
You didn't have anything else to do?
That's right. Item number 9, other business. I got a couple things. The crosswalk campaign continues on. And I think, again, we're still making progress, but people are now realizing that a $300 fine and maybe hurting somebody is not a good idea. Secondly, the anti-bullying campaign, which is now a crusade, is still making progress. We talked about this tonight. There's plenty of examples of how bullying is really a major issue, and we're not going to give that up. And the governor has been invited to come down here in January to, I think I told you this before, but if not, to come down and watch a play from the Talks kids on anti-bullying. I have crossed all the Ts and dotted all the Is, and we'll see if he comes. And bringing several of the secretaries with him, Secretary of Public Safety and people like that. So I hope that all comes to pass. And at 9 o'clock, I hope you wish for Purdue to beat NC State. Oh, no. Did I say that? Did I say that?
You did
I
not
didn't say
go
that.
there, did you?
So at that point, I'll shut up. What else on other business?
We've got the new county commissioners been sworn in. I'd like to extend an invitation to them to come down and at least introduce themselves to us and get an idea of what we're all about, because I think the more that they know about our problems and what we're facing down here on a firsthand basis, it would be good for us, either at one of our meetings here or something, something along that we can get information to
Yeah,
them.
I attended the meeting yesterday with the swearing-in ceremony, had a chance to talk to all 7, privately and publicly. That was extended.
Okay,
Thank you
good.
for that. And I also told them that it would be nice if they could come down and see the project, shovel-ready and then some project. And I think you may be surprised and maybe nicely surprised that there's going to be some further discussion with 7 people who are supporting Holly Springs at this point, in my opinion.
They didn't give away that money yet, did they?
I don't think so. So we, just stay tuned is the good word. But I'm very pleased with the way it all went. All 4 new members were in my office at one point in time. It was a very nice session, and I think we will be, there's going to be some more announcements in the near future about how we're going to improve the connection between our town and the county commissioners. So stay tuned on that one, too.
That's great.
But
Good
thank
deal.
you.
I have to think that those 2 projects that did get the grant money are still conceptual, because I haven't seen anything
Oh, yeah.
that's
They
in the
were-
newspaper or
Nope.
anything, so.
That was mentioned, and I kind of reminded them, Daniel, that there were 2 shovel-ready projects, neither one of them made it. Ours was one, but I think that's going to be relooked at, and I'm pretty sure I can trust what I heard, okay? So,
Especially if they can come down and see
Take a
it
peek.
firsthand.
yes.
And
But
they've
I
got-
will
got
re-invite them
cart
to make
down.
sure. All right, what else?
That's awesome.
Speaking of the crosswalks, I just want to assure everybody from what I heard, they did pave out front here and that they will put in our pretty brick painted sidewalks again. So there was some questions about that on social media today.
Was there?
People enjoy the look of that and what it does for a town, where I enjoy the safety of that, to really make it this distinction of that crosswalk.
Got you. Anything else?
Nothing, that's fine.
All good? Manager's report.
Just briefly, we have Main Street Christmas
Right,
next Friday.
Santa Claus.
That is on the 12th from 6 until 8. And then, of course, the Christmas parade the following day from 11 until 12. Come see the Grinch.
Is the Grinch going to be there again this year?
Gosh, I hope so.
Do we know who the Grinch is? It's a top secret? Jimmy Cobb? I
There's a
mean,
rumor.
There's a
yeah,
rumor.
yeah, that he could be here.
Yeah, he'll be there, trust me.
he has the right laugh, I will tell you that.
No,
By
that's
the
it.
way, the council is on the float. It'll be at the same place, usually right there by the food line, and it's got big bells on it.
20, is it 21? I think it's number 21. 21, 22, and 23, as I recall.
Number 8.
So you're
No,
moving
it's not
up.
number 8. No, it's not.
You're moving up this year. You're at 8.
According to Barb, it's 20, well, never mind. We can argue about that when we get there.
That's a fun parade.
That's right, that's right.
We'll be up on 8, you can be on 21.
Yeah, why not? Closed session, Counselor?
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Hey.
Night, y'all.